Merge. First of all, we'll look at a scenario here where we're working for Limerick College of Education and college wishes to inform candidates about their interviews for positions on various courses. What we want to do is we want to get a standard letter, type that out, and then join that standard letter together with a data set which contains a list of people who are going to be, in this case, brought forward for interview. Okay, let's have a look at the standard letter first. The first thing we're going to do is we're just going to copy out this standard letter or type it out. So to do that, we'll open a blank Word document. And start typing. Now I've finished typing my letter. It's very important to proofread it to make sure it's correct. I can see there's a spelling error right here that I'm going to take care of. That I'm going to ignore that because it appears exactly as is as per our handout. And I'm going to insert today's date. Just highlight the date here. Use the insert tab and go to date and time. And I'm going to choose this formatting here. And then I'm going to save a copy of this as LCFE offers. That's what it's requested to do in the handout. And give it the file name of LCFE offers. And that's saved. Now we're ready to start the mail merge process. To do that, you click on the Mailings tab, click on Start Mail Merge drop down box, and we're going to use the step-by-step mail merge wizard. When you open up the wizard, you'll notice that on the task pane over here, the mail merge wizard appears, and it asks you a series of questions to prompt you through the steps of the process. So it asks us what type of document are we working on, and it's a letter. And we're going to click on Next. How do we want to set up our letters? We're going to use the current document which we've just typed up. So we'll click Next to move on to the next step. And now we need to set up our list of recipients. So it prompts us, do we have an existing list, which isn't the case at the moment. Do we have any email contacts in Outlook, which we don't, and we wish to type up a new list. So when you hit that radio button, you will be prompted to create a new recipient list. So we just click on the create button and we're ready to create our list. But first of all, when we look at our list on our handout, we'll have a look at what fields are required. For example, we need a field for the first name, last name, the address lines, the course title for the course they're applying for, the day and date of the interview, and the start and finish time of the interview. We need to set up those columns or those fields so that we can slot in the appropriate data. To do that, we just click Customize Columns. We don't have a title, we don't have a Mr. or Miss or anything in this, so we'll just delete that out. We're going to put in the first name and last name. We don't have a company name, however we do have course name, so we'll just rename that to course name, course title, for the particular course which the candidate's applying for. Address line 1 and 2 are there, the city's there. As it's not a US address, we don't need the state or zip code or any of the remaining fields that are here, so we'll just proceed to delete the 4 remaining fields with phone details and email address details. Do need to add details of the day of the interview, the date, and the start time, and finish time. Once that's done, we click OK, and we can start putting in the details for our first record. Now I've input the final field data for the first record or the first person in our data list. All I have to do is hit the tab key again and we'll advance so that we can put in a new entry. As I'm typing in the data, I notice that the course title field appears before the address lines, and it would be more convenient for me if it appears after the address lines. So I'll just re-customize the columns to get the course title field, move it down after the city field, so that when I'm inputting my data, it's more logical the way it goes. It matches what's on the handout here. So the date followed by the course title. Now I've completed my data entry into my data list. When I click OK, we're ready to save. Now you'll notice that when you're prompted to save, you're directed to a folder in the My Documents folder that stores data sources. However, we want to save it into our word processing folder along with the letter that we've just created. The data list that we've just created is separate. It's a separate entity to the letter you've just typed up. Just be aware of that. So you have to save it as a separate file. Now I'm inside my word processing folder. I'm going to give this data file the name LCFE offers data, and it's saved as a Microsoft address list. And once it's saved, you'll see further reiteration of the list of recipients. You can return and re-edit that list if you wish and save it again, but we won't do that right now. We'll just click OK, and with the list inputted here and ready for us to start the merge. So we'll move on to the next step. Now what we want to do with the list ready, we're going to input the fields from our list into the letter. So first thing it asks is for the inside name and address. So we're going to delete that from here and make sure the name and address of the person you're sending the letter to is right aligned. Go back to the mailings tab and we're going to insert the appropriate fields. So the first field is the first name, place a space in, followed by the last name. Just hit the enter key to advance to the next line and insert the first line of the address onto a new line for the second line of the address, and again using the enter key advance to the final line of address, which is the city. Now we have to watch out for these asterisk symbols or these star symbols and replace whatever the star symbol is with a merge field. So highlight the star and insert the first name here. Again, highlighting your star so that it gets replaced. We're going to insert the course title, highlighting just the star again. We have to figure out what day it is. The date gets input here. And the start time and finish time are the final two merge fields, which we're going to insert into our letter. Okay, now my merge fields have been inserted. It's time to preview what our letter is going to look like when it gets merged. So just click next. There's a little preview. And I noticed straight away with my preview that there should be a space right in here just before the date. So I'll put that in and I can see that the name and address are filled in. The name here appropriately, course title is in appropriately, day, date, start time and finish time are in there. Just move on to another recipient to make sure the details change appropriately, which they do. I can just flick through all 5 recipients. In a real life scenario, you may have hundreds of recipients in this list, so you'll really see dividends and payoff with regards to the saving of time and workload and so on. Okay, now everything looks nice and tidy on our letters, so we're going to advance to the final step of our merge to complete the merge. Now at this stage you could go straight to printing. However, we want to create a new file that's separate, that's a merging of the letter file, which is here, and the data file which we created and saved in step 3 of the process. So prior to doing that, I'm going to save the file, the letter file, as it is. That's saved. I've saved all the changes and it's up to date as the file LCFE offers. When I click on this button, we merge to a new document with 5 letters. When you click on that button, we're going to take all 5 records. We'll click OK. And we'll see when I zoom out here that there's 5 letters for each individual person on our database. I want to save that, so I'm going to save it in LCFE offers merged, because it's the merged version of the letter that has 5 letters. Let's save that off.